homemade electronic ignition. That's awesome. Good afternoon, guys. I hope you're all doing great. We are out for a little ride. It's another test ride for the AJS up ahead. So you may recall that it conked out on a previous ride, and we determined, or Jeff determined, that it had seized. Still haven't quite gotten to the root cause of that, but he's done multiple changes, and so we're out for a longer test ride. I'm actually on his 64 Triumph Thunderbird that Jeff has owned since he was 17 years old. It's just lovely. And Jeff's on his AJS. So he's made several changes to the bike, including replacing the carburetor, I think a couple of times actually, and he's ridden it up and down the street a few times, but we just needed to go a little bit further just to make sure that it's going to be okay on a longer ride. He did determine that it seized for sure. You may have seen the previous pictures of the burnt piston, I should say. It's a single, and so this is a longer ride. What he's also doing now is he's checking the oxygen levels in his exhaust fumes by including that sniffer that he has shoved up the exhaust pipe of the bike. And he gives a little digital reading up front, and he's looking for an optimal reading. I forget, I think it was like 12 to 14, he said, something like that. I rode it up and down the street a couple of days ago and it was right at 12 to 13 to 14, but this longer ride where he can hold the throttle position at quarter, half and full position will give him the ability to double check. Oh, it's just a gorgeous day. This Thunderbird rides so nice. It's a lovely bike to ride. It's got the rubber mounted handlebars. Look at that. That's enough to give you the heebie-jeebies, isn't it? But luckily they're rubber mounted, and I think it makes a bit of a difference. It's giving him the opportunity going up these hills to put it on full throttle and see how it performs. You may have seen earlier that I've got the trailer attached to my car, so we've got an emergency pickup vehicle if needed. What's the old saying? The more tools you take, the less likely you are to break down. Since he fitted that electronic ignition, it seems like it's got more pep. It feels like the engine is faster, freer. Well, it's probably freer because the piston's a little looser in the bore now since it seized, but no, it felt great. It was popping along quite nicely. Well, it seems to be going very well. Touch wood. Those are the words that I used last time, so I hope it's okay. Doesn't seem to be stuttering or anything. Goes just fine. We'll get the verdict over a pint in just a minute. Well, did he fix it or not, guys? We will find out in just a minute. What's the verdict?
Well, if I trusted it, it's really quite fun to ride. But just as we came into town there,
yeah,
it looked like the generator stopped working.
Okay.
My new ignition system is a serious problem.
Yeah. Well, that was a very nice lunch. A little heavy, but it was great. Just what we needed. So I had a pepperoni pizza and a dark porter each. It was very nice. So, as you can probably tell, we had a bit of an incident there. Well, Jeff said that as we arrived in St. Paul on the way here, the charging light came on. He's put a homemade charging light on the bike while he goes and diagnoses all these issues, and it came on just as we were entering St. Paul. So he thinks possibly, obviously it's a charging circuit issue, he thinks maybe it's the dynamo. It's just a process of elimination, right, with these old bikes. He's hoping that the battery's charged sufficiently enough to get us home, because he obviously needs it to run his electronic ignition. And look at Mount Hood over there, I don't know if you can see it. Looks magnificent. If not, we've got the trailer ready. He's got an LED in the front, but he's got a regular bulb in the back, so it will be drawing some current, but hopefully not too much. He says it's really comfortable to ride though. He's just a bit nervous about it at the moment, so he can't really relax on it. You know, you sort of cross that threshold, don't you, with these old bikes, where it takes a little while for you to feel comfortable and confident in their abilities, and then all of a sudden you stop worrying about it. You stop worrying about the carburetors, and you know, if it happens, it happens. But he's in that phase right now where he's like, okay, I'm hyper alert and sensitive to what's going on with the bike, but he will fix it, I have no doubt. And I think I'm noticing that a lot with us guys as we get a bit older. We're downsizing to smaller bikes that are just much more manageable and lightweight and easy to ride, and we don't have to speed all over the place. So there's quite a few guys that are downsizing their bikes and going to 350s and 500s instead of the big bikes, the super bikes. Well, it blooming goes well enough when it goes. Oh, this is so great. I just love riding old bikes like this. It's just so much fun. This is an awesome bike. He's obviously spent quite a few years dialing this in, so it feels like a brand new bike. It just runs so well. It's just a lovely, smooth, comfortable bike. You know, no massive expectations, it's just fun. Just enjoy yourself riding a bike like this. It's really great. Sorry, Jeff. The Triumph was just a little faster off the mark than the AJS. By the time you watch this video, guys, it will have been the one show, and I hope you have enjoyed my videos. And thank you, as always, for your support of my channel. I'll give you an update on how things go with the AJS. Looks like we're in good shape, and I'll see you again next week. See you guys. We made it! We made it for another day, for another ride, another test ride. We can push it from here if needed. So I would say that that was a success. And I will keep you informed of progress with regards to the work that Jeff is doing to get this bike back on the road again.
That for an idle.
That's pretty nice. Wow.